Irv Sanders has been a longtime member of the Periodic Paralysis Association. Her family has come here from the Netherlands, and she's going to share some experiences in Ulm, Germany, where we've had, from whom we've had really a tremendous support, and without whom we couldn't honestly be as strong as we are today, for all the work Dr. Lehmanhorn and Dr. Weber and his colleagues have given us through the years. Is she mic'd up or? Okay, good. You have the floor.
I'm Erin. I'm 52 years old and I have two children, Thomas and Vivian. I met Eric 31 years ago. I already had my strange things. I didn't know the name. And I want to tell you how it went during the years. I have two wonderful shepherds, White and Rich, the lab from Thomas. We have a rabbit. Most of you knows that. And again, so let me see. Okay. Thomas and Bas showed the Netherlands, so we're proud of it.
You gotta go back to the first picture, I'm sorry.
Okay.
She drew that.
Yeah. It took me a year because, like Kelly, I cannot hold my pen a long time. So, to Dr. Lehmanhorn. So, I sent it to okay. We live in the Netherlands, as you know, in Sanderse, you name it. It's over there. It's a wonderful city. We live there now for about 23 years, and we had a home without many stairs. We love to have children, and they told me I had I think it's named the kissing disease when I was young, and that wasn't inherited. Do I say that one?
Yeah. I guess they thought you had mono, Epstein-Barr virus.
Epstein-Barr virus, and it was not given through me to the kids. So we thought, well, we could handle it. But when I was pregnant, I had lay down for about 6 months, and Thomas and Viv thought, here we are. So they were born very soon, with 27 weeks, and Thomas didn't move, Vivian didn't move, and yeah, we had to wait. And when Vivian was about 8.5 years, she became, well, we didn't know about paralysis, but it could be, and Thomas was weak from the start. We still didn't have a doctor. There were a few doctors near home, but they couldn't find what was wrong. And well, because I was used to it, we started in a positive way and searched further. But not every year we let it go. And about every 10 years, I was going to search further because something was wrong. Till the moment Thomas told me what I said to my mom when I was younger. That's me. I was about 5, and I told my mother often that my brain waked up, and I was lying in bed, and I thought my body had to wake up till the moment I could go out bed. And Thomas was about, well, I think 8 or 9 years old. He told me a little different because we had breakfast together every morning, but Thomas was always late. When Vivian went to school, Thomas was there struggling from the stairs, and he couldn't eat. He grew up with peanut butter and bread, and he couldn't eat anything else. Even in the evening, he only wanted that, because now we know, well, I think we know, he has normal climate periodic paralysis, and a slice of bread doesn't change much, but peanut butter doesn't change a thing in your potassium level. And I brought him home, most time on my bicycle. I was walking, holding my bicycle, and Thomas at the end. Many years went by. When Thomas was a little older, and Vivian was 11, and she couldn't walk again, going to school, so her period stopped. And I think a half year later, Thomas started to get more serious symptoms, like Vivian showed us. And the moment he told me, I can't get out of my bed anymore. So that was the moment I needed to search again. I was going to the libraries, searching on the internet, but I couldn't find it. And at the age of, I think he was 17, I met Deb Grant from the PPA. That was the moment she asked me to write on the serve list and ask many questions. And many people, and I'm still thankful for that, told me to find a doctor, even it was over the border, and that's what we did. Deb Grant invited us to Dr. Leeuwenhoorn, and in a year we could come in his free weekend, so I'm still thankful. And he diagnosed us for hypocalemic periodic paralysis, because it was cold, and when it's cold, our potassium is lower during the whole time, and in the blood draws always were low, 2.9, 2.8, from Thomas 2.2, 2.5, but we never had blood draw in summer, because we could handle it with Coca-Cola and orange juice. So when we went for blood draw in summer, it was also low. The first time we experienced Thomas in full body paralysis, I recognized it from myself. That was, I think he was 18, 17, maybe younger, but he couldn't breathe. And we made a call to the ambulance. And our GP came as well, and they called many hospitals, but because they didn't believe the diagnosis from Dr. Leeuwenhoorn, we were sent away. We had to go to Belgium, but it didn't help much, because and I hear that before the professor went home to the other night. So we took Thomas home, and we had a bottle of potassium. Eric drives it first home, 150 kilometers for a bottle of potassium, so he could breathe better, and we took him home in the night. Then the moment was, the conference started in 2011. The people could my brain is not very well in the morning, so.
Is that a good fundraiser?
Yeah, thank you. A teacher from Thomas started a fundraiser, and because he experienced a full body paralysis during his final exam from school, from the government, we were allowed to let Thomas at home for 3 years. He was in his bed, so he couldn't move. But 1 or 2 hours a day, and he could do his exam in his bed. But he was in a full body paralysis. His teacher was in panic, and she asked Thomas, "What do you want? What do you really wish?" Because she wanted to help him. Later, we could visit the conference in 2011, and we met a lot of you. There, we met Dr. Lebenhorn again, and he advised me to search further because at the conference he saw me breathing, and when we met him in Ulm, he saw my breathing as well, and I can breathe normal now, but before I need a lot of oxygen, and my breathing muscles worked for 40%, and now they are kind of okay. In the meantime, I was diagnosed for congenital myasthenic syndrome, clinical, and medication helped well. I'm a little nervous. Okay, 2013. Thomas was better because of the potassium, but most time he was at home. He finished his school. He worked during those 2 years in his room by a working computer, something he liked. Later in 2013, I met Dr. Weber, and I asked him if he recognizes my symptoms and if I could visit him in Ulm, and he agreed. So it took almost a year to make the arrangements with the insurance company and Dr. Weber, because I asked Dr. Weber, I only come when you are around, and that's what he agreed. And so in October 2014, we went to Ulm. This is the hospital. We have to travel 500 miles, and we talked to, we went, I think on a Tuesday, and the moment we came in, it was very good welcome, and Thomas and Vivian went home after we had our room, we could manage our stuff everywhere, and Dr. Costello, that was one of the doctors, she asked me many questions, and I was very, well, nervous is not a good word, but it was still morning like now, and if I have to talk much, it's, my brain doesn't work well. Dr. Siegel is going to talk about brain fog. Well, that's what's happening now. After 20 minutes, I think, I paralyzed. I fell to the wall. I could only move my right feet. It resolved very quick. And Thomas and Dr. Castan put me in bed, got oxygen, and I could sit after, I think, a half hour or so. And I still couldn't talk, but I could open my eyes, so I could see what was happening, and she checked the reflexes and that kind of thing. There was no blood draw, but she said to me, we can take many blood draws, so take it easy. During the process, I still have not a comfortable feeling with it. I had horrible memories from I think everybody knows how doctors treat you when they do not know if you are paralyzed. And, they do not know what to do, and you are paralyzed. They walk away, left you in the room, and go to another room to the next patient. I think a lot of us experience that kind of thing. I also waked one time up during surgery with a drill in my my ankle because I needed new, what's the name, ligaments? For the, yeah? I told someone I only could make it here. I was in the full body paralysis, so I don't like surgery at all. I don't know what to do, but I need surgery for my leg again, but maybe later. They did medical exams, and the first few days we had to do like we were at home. Normal food, normal medication, walk around if you want. We could go outside because when you walk you feel better and the normal things. After 5 days they told us to stop with our food, to stop medication, except one. The Dr. Weber didn't want me to stop because I had already a lot of breathing problems. But after 6 hours, I need oxygen to talk, and I started messing on again. That's for congenital myasthenic syndrome. And the next day, I was in a full body paralysis when I wake up. I asked Thomas. I wanted to talk, but I couldn't, and I couldn't open my eyes. There was a clock in the room. I heard the lady, the cleaning lady, because she had a kind of perfumed material, but that was okay for me. And I heard the lady from the food and the kitchen. She brought coffee, and I was still in a full body paralysis, but I couldn't call anybody because they told me when you have a paralyzed, put the button. So after about, I think I don't know when I wake up. The cleaning lady always came at 30, and Thomas called the doctor at 15, so I was already a long time in full body paralysis. I was lying there and very uncomfortable. Thomas called me, and the only thing I could make a noise. We call that the lion language. I don't do it now, but you know what I mean. They came for a blood draw, and my blood was 8.9. 8.9, sorry, 3.9. If I remember well. The next day, the same thing happened, and during the upcoming 5 days, my potassium was 3.9, 3.8, 3.4, but I still didn't know if it was hypokalemia or hyper or normal. But during the days, they took blood draws. I think we had about 30, 20, yeah. We needed to tell how we felt, and during the years I was able to tell when I was 2.9, 2.7, or 3.4, 5.6, how I was feeling before, because when I wake up, I'm always in paralysis. When my potassium is too high, but I can walk around even with 5.9. I feel horrible, and when I go sit down, I become paralyzed. The next day, Dr. Weber came in with a lot of team members, and because it's a military hospital, it's fun to see when I don't know, how do you say it, the highest in rank is on the right side, and the lowest is on the left side. But In the meantime, he did a lot of blood work, exercise, EMGs, MRIs to rule out the other diseases where others talked about yesterday. For one puncture, lumbar puncture for narcolepsy, we had to wait 6 months, but it's negative as well. I know now when my potassium increased very well, I fall asleep. So my diagnosis of narcolepsy from many years ago is not true. Also, they thought I had narcolepsy because when I start laughing, I go through my legs. I don't know if others experience that. And Dr. Weber said, you're right, 3.0 is your level. And I had to stay now between 3.0 and 3.2 to stay strong. That's my normal level. And when I go down, it's my hypo, and when I go up, it's hyper. My lowest level is, if I remember well and checked all my medical papers, it's about 2.4, 2.3, and my highest is 5.9. And because Thomas and I were very happy about it, Thomas was diagnosed with neuroinflammatory paralysis. In my opinion, Thomas is still feeling very sick because he can't find his level. Maybe he has no level to feel good, but the shifts make him sick every time. And we both started a new treatment, and we increased not only strength, but how do you name that? You feel so much better.
Really?
Life. No, let's go. I think everybody knows when you get a new diagnosis that you're very happy and you feel very fine with it. So I want to thank Dr. Weber and his team. They are very good. They are very understanding. Even when Dr. Weber was out of the hospital, we noticed other doctors know parallel paralysis as well. When we had an MRI and we came out of the tunnel, they took blood every time, because many people say when I have an MRI, even without fluid, I'm paralyzed. I don't know, but Thomas and I have that. And every time my blood was very low and Thomas changed, maybe because of the noise, maybe because of the the magnets, maybe, I don't know. So, Dr. Castano was very special for us. I don't know, in my opinion, I read about her, but I think she's working on the ER now. There's another doctor as a colleague for Dr. Weber, but she was very nice. This is the team, and I never forget it. And Dr. Weber is my neurologist now, and he's great. So.
Thank you so much for giving your insights into your struggles, and it's really it's reassuring and encouraging that if you don't give up after so many years, you can get answers, and you can make your life better, and it's truly inspirational. Thank you so much.
Yes. If anyone has questions about prices, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure we have time for some questions. I just want to add, just with my experience last night, and it's a reminder, because I usually don't get paralyzed like that, where there's levels of paralysis, but when you're really, really out, when the doctors leave the room, I guess it's more for the medical professionals, that you know, it's really scary. You're completely helpless, and there's just so much comfort in having somebody there to just watch you, because you don't know when you're going to stop breathing, when your heart's going to stop, when you know you're going to choke on something. So just to, you know, and the fact that like when we get paralyzed in this group, you know, and Shelly's going around and you know, someone's lying down and maybe she has to help someone else, but then she would deputize someone else to stay. But the whole point is, yeah, when you're that seriously paralyzed, you really need kind of one-on-one, you know, attention. And it's really scary when they just abandon you. Yeah. But questions?
Yes, I'm going to you mentioned at one point about brain fog, where your body would be paralyzed, but your brain is still functioning to some degree.
Yeah.
Is that something you experience a lot, or? Is
Yeah. I think because I have such a small level. Wait. I think because I took a 0.2 level to work on, my brain. They thought I had Alzheimer.
Is this more, does this occur more at night?
No, I have the brain fog most time in the morning, but it's not disappear.
I've been having things where I'm sitting watching TV, and the next thing you know, the dog will be pawing at me, and I'm just laying there, and my brain is functioning to some degree. I'm kind of, it's like a fog, but I realize he's trying to wake me up, and I can't, but I can't get up. The brain is functioning, but body's not. And that's usually, like I said, and usually I just say, oh heck, go back to sleep and let it.
Yeah.
And then when I wake up again, I can get up. But it's
that's most time you can sleep it off, the paralysis, but the brain fog is only gone when I'm really strong. I can be really strong when
I'll get up
3.0 to 3.2.
When I get up in the morning, I'm still kind of like, oh man.
Oh no, in my case I use potassium chloride and a lot of furosemide because when I'm under 2.9 and I feel what level I am, I need potassium chloride, but it's hard to get up.
But you're the first person paralyzed, but your brain is functioning, but you can't.
I think everybody, I think most people, when people are paralyzed, the brain still works.
That's one of my triggers. I know that when my eyes are, my eyes are, and I know it's imminent.
Yeah. But when my potassium increases very fast, I can sleep. That means that I have the need to sleep. It's not like in narcolepsy, but it looks like it.
Yes.
And I need to sleep. And when I wake up, I'm again in the full body paralysis because my potassium changes up and down. But maybe others have other experiences. I don't know.
I didn't know that. Just listening to your talk kind of made me
Yeah.
feel better. Other people have the same thing.
Yeah, Jody.
When they said that you do not have narcolepsy, did they say that those symptoms were totally related to the periodic paralysis?
No, I didn't talk to Dr. Weaver about it, but due to my experience from the last 6 months, every time my potassium increased very fast, I get kind of sleep. So when I have the need for sleep. It's not like narcolepsy when you fall down on the floor, but I'm very hilarious those times. And I know others have that as well, when potassium changes very quick, and it's like you're drunk. And I hear that from other people. Yeah. And then I fall down, I fall through my knees, and it looks like you're drunk. Tammy had it last night. We thought she had some drink, but she was weak. Yeah. So,
Thanks.
yeah.
I have a question. So do you get, I call it euphoric, like I get not necessarily drunk, I feel very high and everything is very funny.
Yeah.
Is that how you get?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've never heard anyone else get that.
Okay.
And so, okay.
She's very funny when she has it. She's like,
Is there anyone else here that gets that? Yeah? Okay, good. Because everyone had me believing that it wasn't something that
Yes.
was common in it, but I get very, okay, good. I like that part. That's the good part,
I just wanted to add some clinical context to what the doctors are thinking when you mention something about giddiness or laughing. The disorder that you mentioned that they had considered called narcolepsy also has another symptom that gets called cataplexy, which is instances in which somebody starts laughing
Yeah.
about something else and then goes into some sort of paralysis episode from that. You sound like you're describing something quite different that sort of sounds like it involves some of the same things but in a very different sequence. And
Well, the narcolepsy diagnosis was in a few years. I was in Leiden Hospital. They have a sleep center, and in somewhere near to the hospital of Waas, in Nijmegen, and they checked me a few days. I was there as an inpatient, and they saw me falling down on the floor when I was laughing, and then I slept my paralysis off. Now I know it's the word paralysis, but it was all different. Even my brain waves, I can show them. I have huge packets of all brain waves when my potassium increase.
So just in general, people should know that when you're considering one disease, you should also consider others that are frequently, it's sort of like on the internet, people who bought this also looked at this. Doctors have used this concept for a long time, and in a resource that hasn't been mentioned at the meeting yet, but I should mention that Dr. Levitt, Dr. Lehman Horn, and I prepared called Hypokalemic Periodic Paralysis, an owner's manual, which was put together with a lot of questions that was suggested. Many of you may know about it, many of you may not. If you search for hypokalemic owners, you'll get right to it, and it's also linked to on the PPA site. So one of the things we mentioned is a bunch of other disorders. If you think you have periodic paralysis, you should also consider various other ones, and narcolepsy is one of the ones
Yeah.
we listed that could frequently be confused with it. So it's important that people who think they have periodic paralysis should say, could this be narcolepsy? And people who think they have narcolepsy should ask, could this be periodic paralysis?
Yeah. When I wrote on the search list, and I still do, but I talked about Anderson because I have old EKGs, and Lauren said, saved a few people of my family because we do not have Anderson, but we have a very aggressive form of cardiomyopathy, and it's the PLM mutation in the Netherlands. There are about 700 people known now. We didn't know that a few years ago, but in our family, people died young. And when I heard about periodic paralysis and read about Anderson, I thought, oh, maybe it's Anderson. But Lauren Zek invited me with Dr. Wilde. He is a professor in the Amsterdam Medical Center, and he told me you do not have Anderson, but you have the PLM mutation. And in the PLM mutation, you can get a disorder or you don't. So you have to live and see what happens. In my case, I'm treated now. It's were the damage on my heart muscle, but so you can see not everything is what you think. You need to search further if you like, but I knew there was something that would make me better. A few years ago I couldn't stand up for even 5 minutes. So now I'm standing here for 20 minutes.
All right, Irv, thank you so much.
Yes.